Quiet.
Mr. President-elect,
Go ahead.
can you state
She's asking a
categorically,
question. Don't
Mr.
be
President-elect, can you give us a question?
Don't be
You are
rude.
attacking us. Can you give us a question?
Don't be rude.
Can
No,
you
I'm
give
not
us a
going to give you a
question?
question. I'm not going to give you a question.
Can you state categorically?
You are fake news.
Sir. I'm Dr. Dave Janda. Welcome back to Dave versus the MSM. I'd like to thank you for joining me today. We are not only available on this platform on a limited basis. Why is it limited? Because of the censorship police. There are only so many things I can say on this platform without being penalized. We're already penalized. If you look at our view counts, if you look at the fact that our notifications are not being sent out to subscribers, if you look at how we are monetized, we have been targeted for about 3.5 years, and it's been escalating, in fact. This is why DaveJanda.com exists. Now, at DaveJanda.com, there is zero censorship. We go into great in-depth on a number of issues. You name it, we do it. It is a secure site. Why? Because we spend thousands of dollars every month on one of the best IT teams on the planet to keep it secure for everyone who visits there and to keep our content protected because the syndicate does not want you to get the content. We have a tremendous amount of free information on the site, in particular in this film strip area. That's all free content for you. There's a fantastic presentation on the road to freedom, which is actually based on my family's 4-generational battle against the cult and their freedom stripping agenda. I assure you, that information is nowhere else on the planet. And it will inspire you, it will motivate you, it will educate you, and it will put you on the road to freedom, a path on how you can enhance your own and your own family's freedom. And then we have our subscription side at 30 cents a day, biggest bang for the buck in all the internet, where we'd have our special WTF show every week, our Insider Insight show, on content I cannot go to on my radio show or on any social media platform. And it's 30 cents a day, $9 a month, single greatest bang for the internet for priceless information that you will get nowhere else because I provide content nowhere else. It's based on my contacts I have developed over 35 years from behind the curtain that are freedom fighters. This is why we can be so far ahead of the curve, whether it's on this or pipelines that go boom, or surveillance systems, right. We keep you ahead of the curve. Look, if you're spending $100 at least a month on cable, get rid of it. It's all propaganda. I just saved you $100. $9, you get all the information you need and more that none of your neighbors or family or friends will have access to. For $9 a month. We hope you become part of our freedom family. Now, today's presentation is look up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's super. No, it's a diversion. Yeah, a diversion. The bought-off lamestream fake media wants you to believe that balloon was incredibly high-tech. Stop it. Stop it. In this day and age, of satellites that can see my dog out in the backyard doing his business in incredible detail. In this day and age of the use of high altitude jet surveillance platforms, which can do the same, watching my dog do his business in the backyard in great detail. They're trying to con you, just like they did with this and this, con you into believing that was keep looking up in the sky. Just keep looking at that shiny mirror. Remember what I've always told you. When the syndicate is involved in an event, they want you looking at the shiny, look at the right hand. Meanwhile, the left hand is picking your pocket. They divert your attention willfully and purposefully, and in particular, they want to lock you into that whole panic fear thing. Look in there, they might have something in it. It might drop it right on you. It might drop it right on your community. Keep watching, and you know what? When that one goes away, you just keep watching up there. Keep watching 24/7, because you might pick up another something. Yeah, just keep watching. This balloon was a diversion, and it was a message. Think of it as a Chinese Valentine greeting to Biden. Let me show you the inside of that card, the inside of that balloon. Remember, Jojo, we own you. And you do and you do not do what we tell you to do and to not do. And in this case, let that balloon soar. Let it cause panic. Let it cause fear. Make it so that people keep watching up there. And you know, Jojo, if you keep doing what we tell you to do, like, you know, how you handed over $80 billion worth of arms in Afghanistan, and, you know, how you're going to let us waltz into Taiwan, you just keep doing what we tell you to do. And we'll make sure that that balloon is nothing but hot air. But if you cross us, well, we could put a payload on that. Yeah. Make you look even more incompetent than you already are. But we own you. So that balloon and that event was a message. But it was an incredible diversion. Look up in the sky. Panic. Don't look at Hunter's laptop, which documents the money laundering activities that occurred with China, with Russia, with Ukraine, with Middle East countries, just to name a few. Yeah. Don't look at that. Just keep looking up there. And don't look at what's happening with the invasion on our southern border, with the crime problems, with the public health problems, with the fentanyl problems, with the weapons running problems. Just keep looking up there. It's diversion. They don't want you looking at the cratering of the dollar, the loss of the reserve currency of the dollar worldwide, about the emergence of the petro-yuan and the petro-ruble. They don't want you to be aware of the crash in the worldwide financial system. They want to catch you by surprise, because when you get surprised, you get fearful. You lock yourself down. You start doing things you never thought imaginable. Right? Millions of people proved that the past 3 years, unfortunately. They want you looking for that balloon, and they don't want you to recognize the disaster that is occurring in Ukraine with the wasting of $100 billion that we're aware of, probably a lot more than that, of U.S. taxpayer dollars that were sent over to that swamp. They don't want you to be cognizant of that. They want you looking at the balloon in the sky. They don't want you to be cognizant, to be aware. They want you to keep looking at that shiny mirror. Don't be aware of the problems associated with this, the huge number of injuries, the huge number of deaths, about the failing con of man-made global warming. They don't want you to be aware of that. And above all, they don't want you to look at or be aware of the ongoing internal subversion by China of the United States government and our military. Look, they don't need balloons to look at us. They don't need satellites to look at us. They don't need jet platforms to look at us. They have installed people that are loyal to their regime in our government at all levels. And it's not just Il Demente Biden. It's at all levels, including our military. What did Milley do? Remember that whole January 2021 deal? He contacted His counterparts in China said, don't worry, we got a handle on everything, and don't worry about anything being sent your way or any issues with your country. No, we got this. We got it covered. What? That's the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff? That's treason. A friend of mine who is retired military, incredible leader. Here's what he said when I ran it by him. Dave, we had a program with Russia for flyover inspections of military sites that was extremely controlled for nuclear compliance. It was scheduled. It was known to both parties, when and where, tracking, full transparency on both sides. This balloon event is a blatant message from China. Quote, we own the resident, and it's in your face, an in-your-face event. And China is pushing just to see if we will bend over. Did we shoot it down? Not immediately. It took over a week. We let it float around for days. They got their answer and plenty of direct intel on where and what to strike, not from the balloon ride, but from infiltrating within, just as I told you. They want you to think that it's all up there. Oh no, you see, their ground forces have been actively working for many years, gathering intel, gathering information. They're still here and doing it on a daily basis. Infiltrating within. Let me give you another example. There are tens of millions of Americans that have already given their personal data to China, not because a balloon flew over, but because they willfully did it by putting the TikTok app on their phones. Where do you think that TikTok app sends all that personal information? China. To the Chinese government. And for those worried about the next balloon having an EMP on it, folks, they already were involved, along with infiltration of our own government, the Faucis of the world, of sending a medical EMP to us. That being this and this. They sent over their medical EMP in 2019 with the assistance of funding from Fauci, NIH, Department of Defense, the intel agencies in the United States. They already sent it over. And it's wreaked havoc. Just look at the CDC data and the VAERS, Vaccine Adverse Event Reporting Systems data. Documented 1.5 million people injured. 34,000 dead. Tip of the iceberg, because we know from the Harvard Pilgrim study, 90+% of injuries and deaths are not reported to the VAERS system. This is why some recent data and survey from Dr. Mark Skidmore at Michigan State University, good guy, honest guy. He's been on our show before talking about the missing trillions of dollars in the Defense Department, right? Missing, yeah, they know where it's at. How do these cats get to be many, many multimillionaires over, right? Yeah. But Mark recently, Skidmore produced documentation that the estimated fatalities just from December 14th, 2020, when it was released, to the end of December 2021, that first year, was over 350,000 dead in our country. They sent their medical EMP over. Not by a balloon, though. So, the best thing you can do from this event is realize that this is a message to the Biden crime family and to those who are already installed at every level of government, federal, state, local, that are there at the behest of China. There's a message. We own y'all. Not just you, Biden, but all the other people. Remember, we own you all. Here's a balloon. It doesn't say Goodyear on it, but it's to those that are owned by China, right there. Your name's on that balloon. But it wasn't just a message. It was a diversion for hundreds of millions of Americans. Keep looking up in the sky. Look at that shiny mirror. Don't look at what that left hand is doing to pick your pocket. Don't look at what's happening on that southern border. Don't look at what's happening with this and the injuries. Don't look at what's happening with the financial system. Don't look at what's happening with the dollar. Don't look at what's happening with the fentanyl crisis. No. Just keep looking at that balloon. Single greatest step you can first make initially is stop looking in the sky. Stop fearing. And stop being distracted. Identify the real problems and educate your family and friends and neighbors and coworkers what's really going on and get them from looking up in the sky. Get them away off the couch and get them off watching the boob tube and their propaganda on every channel, including Fox. Yeah, I know Tucker Carlson does some good work, but let's face it. The information Tucker Carlson's coming out, many of us in the independent media put out many years ago. And when he puts it out, he goes about 60% of the way and then backs off. It's called a limited hangout. But at least he's doing it. But nobody else at Fox is. Fox is part of the problem. The Murdochs own it. They sit on the board of the council. They sit on the Council on Foreign Relations. Come on, globalist think tank. I've been telling you that for many years, getting a lot of grief, but some are waking up that, hey, you know what, Chanda, he was saying that years ago. You know what? He was right. So look, stop looking up in the sky. Stop fearing. Start networking. People have awakened massively over the past couple of years. But we need to keep pushing the envelope on the awakening. I thank you for your time today. I hope you'll become part of our freedom family. At a minimum, take a look at the public content at davejana.com. You won't be sorry, but you will be educated and you will be empowered. But where the real meat of the matter is 30 cents a day on the subscription side. We hope you become part of our freedom family. Until next time, Dave Jana signing off. Dream big and dare to fail. Thanks for your time today.